Shanghai reportedly borrowing 10 billion from 8 temples, officials rush to debunk. China's economic slump, young people start revenge saving. Male entrepreneur opens private police station, profits over $1 million in 6 months. Beijing insider, the PLA reorganizes, fear atmosphere pervades. Microsoft plans to close all physical authorized stores in China. Americans warned to stop shopping via Chinese app Temu. It's all covered in today's China Truths. Shanghai reportedly borrowing 10 billion from 8 temples, officials rush to debunk. On July 2nd, a screenshot purportedly from NetEase News circulated on social media. The article's headline in the image reads, "The severity of local financial constraints may far exceed your imagination. We are truly out of money." The article mentioned in the screenshot states that, according to an anonymous official from the Shanghai Municipal Finance Bureau, Shanghai borrowed 10 billion yuan, about $1.37 billion, in incense money from temples within the Shanghai jurisdiction, including Jing'an Temple, Longhua Temple, Jade Buddha Temple, Donglin Temple, Baohua Temple, Bian Temple, Panlong Nunnery, and Hongfu Temple, as short-term turnover debt to balance the financial statement for the first half of the year, with Jing'an Temple contributing the most at 4.8 billion yuan, approximately $660 million. In response to the above news, Shanghai authorities urgently debunked the rumor, stating that the information was false. Director Pu of the Budget Department of the Shanghai Municipal Finance Bureau claimed that Shanghai's fiscal operation in the first half of this year was generally healthy. Notably, on the evening of July 2nd, NetEase also issued a debunking statement, stating that NetEase had no information related to Shanghai's finances as depicted in the circulated images. However, an internet search revealed that NetEase had published an article with the same headline on May 29, 2024, but the article had been deleted upon visiting the web page. The reporter, using the headline "The severity of local financial constraints may far exceed your imagination. We are truly out of money," found an article with the same title on a mainland China discussion forum. The article mentions that data released by the Ministry of Finance shows a year-on-year decline in national land sale revenues in the first quarter of 2024. The article states that from the published data, it is not difficult to see that since 2021, land finance revenue has been decreasing year by year, with significant declines each year. So, what impacts will the sharp decline in land finance revenue bring? According to the article, firstly, it will affect the financial situation of local governments, including areas such as education and public transportation. Secondly, it will affect official credibility. Now that local finances are short of money, it means that payments for these construction projects may be delayed, which could negatively impact official credibility, with the loss of trust being the biggest issue. Thirdly, it may affect overall economic stability, including rising train ticket prices, and increases in water, electricity, and natural gas prices. Currently, it is impossible to know the true financial data of Shanghai, and whether the finance department has borrowed 10 billion yuan from local temples to balance the financial statement. However, there are many online reports about Shanghai being out of money, including local CCP is out of money. Shanghai State-Owned Assets Supervision and Administration Commission, SASAC, asks party members for donations. China's most charming Shanghai also out of money? Emergency halt to 624 billion yuan, about $85.8 billion USD, investment landmark project, Shanghai is out of money. Chinese people lament, small shops closed, plazas deserted, from small businesses to large enterprises are suffering, or Shanghai citizens fined for walking violations, government out of money. It is worth mentioning that a similar meeting memo leaked from Kunming City, Yunnan Province in May last year. This document, titled Kunming City Investment Expert Meeting Memo, mentions at the beginning that Kunming City will have 20 billion yuan, about $2.75 billion, of debt due in the next 6 months. The city investment company cannot pay, the city finances are insufficient, and the province has stated it will not provide significant assistance. Several chairpersons of the city investment companies have already headed to Shanghai to ask for money. The memo says that seeking help from Shanghai is not an asset exchange because Kunming has no assets left to give. This time it is directly asking for money, because Yunnan is a designated support target of Shanghai, and in the past, central government subsidies to Yunnan have been transferred from Shanghai, amounting to several hundred billion each year. The memo specifically mentions that last year's transfer payment from Shanghai to Yunnan has not been given, mainly due to the impact of the epidemic. In fact, after the US-China trade war began in 2019, the Chinese authorities repeatedly issued notices requiring all levels of government to tighten their belts and prepare for tough days ahead, calling this a long-term policy. Subsequently, the 3-year epidemic lockdown policy implemented by the Chinese authorities caused a huge impact on the Chinese economy, with the Shanghai municipal government strictly implementing Beijing's enforced zero-COVID policy in 2022, consuming a large amount of resources. The crackdown on real estate developers by the Chinese authorities also caused a nationwide real estate crisis, which further hit the land finance revenue that local governments rely on for survival. China's economic slump, young people start revenge saving. Since the end of the pandemic, China's economy has struggled to recover. The real estate market has collapsed, youth unemployment has skyrocketed, and consumer confidence remains low. During this time, young Chinese people, unlike their peers in other countries who engaged in impulsive spending, also called revenge spending, have turned to frenzied saving, leading to a trend of revenge saving across China. In the past 2 years, many savings-related hashtags have sprung up on Chinese social media, such as saving battle, saving check-ins, and accumulating gold beans. On Chinese social media, a 26-year-old girl with the username Little Homebody detailed how she managed to keep her monthly living expenses under 300 yuan, about $41.26, sharing numerous videos showing how she reduced her daily food expenses to below 10 yuan, about $1.38. Meanwhile, others are seeking saving partners on social media, companions with shared interests who engage in activities together. This emerging social culture in China has led to online savings circles, where members support each other in sticking to their goals. Their frugal measures include dining at community canteens, which offer relatively cheap prices. Furthermore, reverse consumption and the frugal economy also signal that Chinese youth are tightening their purse strings. The former refers to consciously cutting expenses, while the latter refers to actively seeking discounts and deals when shopping. Additionally, a trend of special forces tourism has also emerged, meaning traveling in a way that challenges the limits like special forces, visiting as many attractions as possible in the shortest time for the least money. Commenting on this development, Sean Rain, managing director of China Market Research Group, told CNBC, Chinese youth have a revenge-saving mentality. He believes that the confidence of Chinese youth has vanished and that it will take years or even a longer period of prosperity for them to feel secure enough to engage in revenge spending again. According to a recent report by the People's Bank of China, the total amount of household RMB deposits grew by 11.8% year-on-year in the first quarter of 2024. At the same time, the tightening labor market has exacerbated the difficulties faced by young people. Jiao Miao, an assistant professor at NYU Shanghai, also stated that people refusing to spend money is a real phenomenon. She added, for some young people, it's because they can't find jobs, or they find it harder to increase their income. Therefore, they have no choice but to cut back on spending. Since the pandemic, the employment rate for fresh graduates in mainland China has been declining. According to a 2024 College Graduates Employment Survey report released by Xiaopen last month, only 48% of fresh graduates received informal job offers, a 2.4 percentage point decrease from the same period last year. Meanwhile, the proportion of fresh graduates opting for slow employment and freelancing increased from last year's 18.9% and 13.2% to 19.1% and 13.7% this year, respectively. The Chinese Communist Party often avoids using the term unemployment, instead using terms like slow employment, light employment, flexible employment, and self-employment economy to obscure the reality. According to the survey, 90% of graduates are not fixated on finding a good job, but are more inclined to find any job. The proportion of graduates signing contracts in third-tier cities and below has also increased, accounting for a quarter of the total. Male entrepreneur opens private police station, profits over $1 million in 6 months. According to a recently exposed online video, a man named Zhang Chang'e in Xi'an, Shanxi province, initially wanted to start a business and thought a police station would be a good project. The market was large, with 6 or 7 police stations near the train station alone, and people came to report cases continuously every day. Moreover, the local police were inefficient in handling cases, making the idea of opening a police station seem like a good choice. As a result, Zhang rented 3 or 4 storefronts near the train station and established the Jianantown police station. Its business scope includes theft, missing persons, consumer disputes, etc., almost identical to that of the police. Zhang appointed himself as the director and appointed a woman surnamed Zhao as the captain of the plainclothes brigade of the Zhanqian branch. Ms. Zhao was responsible for recruiting fresh graduates, offering a monthly salary of 2,800 yuan, about $385 including food and accommodation, and even providing civil servant benefits. Many young people were attracted and paid 30,000 to 50,000 yuan, approximately $4,127 to $6,900 as network entry fees, deposits, and equipment fees. After a few days of training, they went on duty. The Jianantown police station handles cases differently from the official police. Upon receiving a report, they not only respond quickly but also solve the problem on the spot without making records or investigating, acting directly with speed and efficiency. This police station not only never delays paying employee wages but also has a performance bonus system, where each suspect caught earns a commission of 50 yuan, about $6.88. As a result, the police officers at the Jianantown police station often work overtime to earn more bonuses, arriving at the scene faster than the official police and quickly solving cases. In less than half a year, the plainclothes brigade of the front station sub-bureau of the Jianantown police station has solved over 100 cases, easily earning millions in profits. Their efficiency caused the front station sub-bureaus of Xi'an train station to barely dispatch police in 6 months, resulting in a sharp performance decline. However, they received dozens of complaints because the Jianantown police station, though efficient, handled cases hastily and sometimes attacked innocent people. The victims, not knowing the attackers' police numbers, could only report to the nearest police station. As the business grew larger, Zhang Chang'e planned to open another police station in Weinan. If not for an accidental incident, Zhang Chang'e's chain might have already opened. One day, 2 police officers handling a case didn't know how to proceed and couldn't contact their chief, so they ran to the real police station to report the case. The Real police discovered that the visitors were their counterparts and were very enthusiastic at first. Unexpectedly, these 2 people stammered and couldn't clearly state their chief's police number, and their police station's name was not listed in the CCP's records, which aroused the Real police's suspicion. Later, the police followed the lead from the 2 reporting women and found their chief, Ms. Zhao, and subsequently caught Zhang Chang'e. According to the video content, this incident happened in 2014 but has recently resurfaced online. Some netizens on Platform X commented, "This fact once again proves that even scammers do a better job than the CCP, and the government's functionality is collapsing." Some political commentators believe that this incident reflects that Chinese society under the CCP's rule is already very chaotic. Lai Jianping, former Beijing lawyer and chairman of the democracy movement in Canada, told the Epoch Times that, since ancient times, maintaining public order and enforcing laws has always been a non-transferable public power of the government. No society can allow private entities to undertake the functions of maintaining public order and protecting public interests, otherwise, the government would lose its reason for existence. However, CCP police are often described as one with the bandits, their most prominent traits being inaction and misconduct. Therefore, in the minds of Chinese people, the image of the CCP police is not positive and lacks credibility and trust. he asserted that such private police stations cannot exist for long and will certainly be suppressed and banned because they are stealing the government's power and function, which the CCP will never tolerate. Beijing Insider, the PLA reorganizes, fear atmosphere pervades. According to The Sound of Hope, former Chinese media person Zhao Lanjian revealed on July 1 that the scope of the Chinese Communist Party's military purge is astonishing, as CCP leader Xi Jinping forces political factions to take sides in preparation for his next re-election. Last week, the CCP announced the handling of two former defense ministers, Li Shangfu and Wei Fenghe, marking a stage summary of the military purge that has lasted for a year. Zhao Lanjian told the Vision Times that what the outside world has learned is just the tip of the iceberg. A close friend in Beijing told Zhao Lanjian that Xi Jinping's purge involves the military commission, the military, defense, aviation, aerospace, state-owned enterprises, and the military-industrial complex, with many high-level officials arrested or disappeared. The current examination extends to the bureau level, and this purge action is expected to end before October 1. This Beijing friend said that this purge of the military and defense enterprises is rare since 1949, mainly targeting the factions of Li Shangfu and Wei Fenghe. This is a re-establishment of political alignment. Xi Jinping aims to strike at the intertwined factions and other princelings who are not fully submissive. Xi is deeply reshuffling in preparation for his next re-election. Zhao Lanjian mentioned that multiple aerospace accidents in China, including the crash of a Tianbing technology rocket in the mountains of Hunan, are the side effects of Xi's arrest of Rocket Force Commander Li Yuchao and the purge of the defense and military-industrial system. He said that the CCP's Aerospace Department, Satellite Launch Base, Aerospace Technology, and the Rocket Force are intertwined, with personnel overlaps and exchanges. The already lagging aerospace industry has shown a clear decline due to political statements and realignment, with widespread fear and lack of focus on work. On June 27, there were reports of an explosion at a military ammunition depot in Guizhou, with several similar incidents occurring this year. Zhao Lanjian said that it was to destroy evidence, a terrifying atmosphere pervades, no high-ranking official in the military is clean, anyone could be purged under the guise of anti-corruption. Xi Jinping's purges have led to significant resistance and negative sentiments in the military and defense enterprises. This is the root cause of the 7 to 8 reported explosions in military depots over the past 6 months. Fearing bad luck in these military purges, they acted first by blowing up these military depots to destroy evidence of past corruption. As for former Foreign Minister Qin Gang, Zhao Lanjian revealed shocking news. My friend in Beijing finally told me that Qin Gang has long been dead, with not even a trace remaining. Li Shangfu is still alive but under house arrest with some health issues. Xi Jinping will keep Li Shangfu as a tool to manage others. Li Shangfu alive is more useful to Xi than dead. Microsoft plans to close all physical authorized stores in China. Recently, news on the Chinese internet revealed that Microsoft will close all offline authorized stores in China, keeping only its official online store, JD flagship store, and after-sales service points. According to Jiemian News, a Microsoft spokesperson stated that the company is continuously evaluating its retail strategy to meet changing customer needs and has decided to integrate its channels in the Chinese market. After closing various authorized stores, customers in mainland China can still purchase Microsoft products and receive services through retail partners and Microsoft's official website, Microsoft.com. Microsoft's official website shows that the company currently has 51 stores in mainland China, mostly Xbox and Experience stores, with only 7 authorized sales stores remaining. A report from China Business News noted that some Microsoft authorized specialty stores in Beijing and Liaoning have closed in the past half-month, while others are still operating normally. The Microsoft authorized specialty store at Beijing Xidan Joy City is still open, with sales staff confirming they have received the closure notice and are making preparations. Meanwhile, customer service staff at the Microsoft China official flagship store on the Taobao platform reported that they have not received any closure notices. The offline stores of Microsoft in mainland China mainly sell products such as Microsoft's Surface series of laptops and Xbox gaming consoles. Chinese media analysis indicates that Chinese consumers' recognition of the Surface has always been declining, and this integration of channels by Microsoft is part of a strategic adjustment of Surface sales globally. Americans warned to stop shopping via Chinese app Temu. On July 2, Arkansas Attorney General Tim Griffin warned Americans to be cautious of using the Temu Marketplace app. Griffin told Fox Business, a week after filing a lawsuit against Temu, that the threat from China is not new, and it is real. Temu is not an online marketplace like Amazon or Walmart. It's a data theft business that sells goods as a means to an end. He emphasized that while it's normal for marketplaces like Amazon and Walmart to collect consumer data, Temu uses malware and spyware to infiltrate devices and collect data. Not just traditional consumer data, but using malware, spyware to have complete access to your information. And, taking it one step further, their code is written in such a way to evade detection. Griffin noted that Temu is operated by Shanghai-based parent company Pinduoduo Incorporated, which includes former Chinese communist officials in its ranks. The lawsuit filed against Temu's parent company seeks a jury trial, a permanent block on Temu's data collection activities, and a $10,000 fine for each violation of the Arkansas Deceptive Practices Act. The suit cites research from Grizzly Research, which analyzes publicly traded firms, alleging that Temu can purposely gain unrestricted access to a user's phone operating system, including a user's camera, specific location, contacts, text messages, documents, and other applications. Grizzly Research suspects that Temu is already, or intends to, illegally sell stolen data from Western customers to sustain a business model otherwise doomed for failure. They estimate Temu loses $30 per order due to high ad spending and shipping costs from China. One is left wondering how this business could ever be profitable. Temu is a notoriously bad actor in its industry. We see rampant user manipulation, chain letter-like affinity scams to drive signups, and overall, the most aggressive and questionable techniques to manipulate large numbers of people to install the app. In a statement to the Epoch Times on Tuesday evening, Temu responded by stating that the Arkansas lawsuit is based on misinformation, denying the allegations, and promising a vigorous defense. They believe scrutiny will ultimately benefit their development. According to the analytics website Backlinko, Temu was the most downloaded shopping app around the world in 2023, with more than 330 million downloads, about 1.8 times more than the Amazon shopping app. On July 1, the Texas Public Policy Foundation issued a similar warning about the app, saying that it can access almost anything on your phone, which means that Chinese Communist Party officials could theoretically install applications and spyware files on an individual's smart device to use for complete surveillance of all user activity on a phone. The foundation warned that this would allow China to monitor keystrokes and logs to have direct insight into login credentials for other social media, emails, and bank accounts. Temu officials didn't respond by press time to a request by the Epoch Times for comment. Don't forget to leave a comment in the section below to share your opinions on today's topic with us. Make sure to like and subscribe to see more interesting topics from China Truths.